Alright, people. We're back yet again, and you guessed it, we're continuing on with the Magic Words project. What did we do last time? Let's do a little checkaroony. Last time... Is my mouse working? Yes, it is. Last time, we made it so that we could target, and then when we left-click, it made swords appear around our target. Neato Dorito. Also, this is what I'm listening to, as you probably already know. What are we doing today? Assets. We're doing the next word, so we're going to prefabs, we're going to UI prefabs, and we're holding on. Magic, actual words. And last time our focus was on Aura Other. Aura, if you remember, are these yellow and blue dots everywhere. Now we have Aura Player, and I believe it should be the exact same script. Right. And same script, it looks like. We have the weird debug. Let's run a test. If this thing is... to go back to our prefab. To our character prefab this time. And instead of having the, whatchamacallit, the Aura Other, we will have the Aura Player. So, our own Aura. So... this, right here. So we can delete that. And now that the player has been... Now this, let's make sure that is self is checked true. Now, everything should stay the same when we hit play, except that when we do the attack, instead of having the swords appear on our target, they appear around ourselves. Which would happen if I had actually set which aura zones. So last time I believe we did 10 and 9. Save that. Hit play. And voila. As you can see, we have the swords that have appeared around us. And now we can just chop, 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 chop. That'd be neat. Okay. That's all good. And yes, these spells will be OP. So the game will not be about making OP spells. The game will be about which spells are the most OP. Slight change there. That means I get to be lazy as well. Anyway, so Aura Player is what we were just on. It's good. What about base linear? That's what this is, which is working. Base repeat. All right, now we're on to something. So, what is this gonna do? Well, let me show you what it is first. Base linear and base repeat are both bases for spells, except that the repeat makes the spell happen over and over and over. So let's pop open the script. I believe in base, yeah, both base linear and base repeat use the same script. The trick is this right here. We have a bool called isLinear, and let's see, isLinear is set to false. And what about on this one? Base linear, linear is set to true. And also, what we're going to do is we're going to grab everything that's a child of base linear and move it as a child of base repeat. And we shall delete linear. Now, if this script is working, what'll happen is when we hit play, our character will get a bunch of swords over time in the same spot until the character runs out of mana. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's pop into base script again. And let's see if isLinear is implemented anywhere. Survey says it is not. Which means that this isn't something we have implemented yet. Okay. We're gonna make a new void, a new function. Okay, this is use. We'll shrink use. And we're gonna make a new function. Public void repeat. And basically, repeat is just going to do the use function again. But can't be that simple because we have to wait between uses, of course. So what we can do then is we can make an I enumerator. So, enumerator, and we'll call it time delay, I guess. Okay, and then we go yield, return, new, wait for seconds, and then we want integer delay here. So this will be the delay between spells, or between iterations of the spell. So, and then we'll do the use function, which means this will actually do the time delay. Or there's a way to call this. How do I call a enumerator? I'm trying to remember. Tutorial time. How to call an enumerator. C#. Is it just enum? Enum time delay. No. how to call... Oh. If I knew how to spell. Start coroutine. It's a coroutine. Okay. I always forget that one. Start coroutine. And then, what does it do? Okay, it has it in parentheses. Parentheses, time delay. Beautiful. The only thing is this, so we're gonna make an integer. Public int time delay, or just delay, I believe is what I called it. And what we're gonna do is, actually this can be a private, doesn't need to be public. Where we set the cost of the spell, we can also set the delay. So that would be in, I believe, in this. Maybe it's in the use function. Alright, here it is. Pieces.length minus luck. Okay, so we can also just say delay equals pieces dot length. Okay, so that means if we have 7 pieces that the piece finders, I guess, can see, then it'll be 7 seconds between every iteration. All right. Now we want to call this one at the very end of our use function, which I believe is just right here. If parentheses, what are we calling this? What was it called? Is linear. If is linear is equal to false, then we're going to call repeat. And we don't have to put any other checks because we already have a check somewhere up here, if you remember in the last episode, that checks to make sure we have enough mana. And if we don't have enough mana, then it will never make it this far. So, in theory, this should, run until we run out of mana. Once we trigger it, at least. Of course, I don't know what would happen if we triggered it multiple times. Whatever, we'll have to test that out. Okay. Okay, I believe it's ready to test. Alright, now if this works, we left click and we get a bunch of swords around us. Which we didn't. Let's see. Oh dear. if MF, mana finder, itself is equal to true. Okay, we might have gotten some of this out of context or something. Take instance, player. Okay, yeah, we did this a little weird. So, all of these triangles are the parents, and these things that are below them are supposed to be the children of those parents. So we just have to go to our first triangle, take instance, and it's connected to the body of our player. And then we have mana take from, and that should be our find mana player, like that. And this one goes with the very last one. Let us hit play and see what happens. Okay. Let's clear. And okay, we got a sword. And if it works, after 7 seconds, we should see our multiply, our debugs multiply. And we lose a little bit of magic every time it repeats. Okay, now let's find it and make sure that we're getting a bunch of duplicate swords everywhere. This, just give me my sword. I'll just type in sword. Okay, just give me that. Ah, this is so annoying. Okay, give me a collider change and we'll just find the right hand. No, we are on 10 and 11, or 9 and 10, so we'll go to that. Check that out. Here in a second, boom, it just multiplied. Alright, let's see what happens when we run out of magic. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and it's no longer multiplying, which means the spell has ended. Even when we try to trigger it, nothing happens. Okay, let's reset. And let's see what happens when we trigger it multiple times. We're watching. Okay, so it looks like there's a 7-second delay between each time we triggered it. Which, you know, I think is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Now, hey, it's snowing outside. You guys can't see that though. What is the next step? The next step, now that we've got that fixed, is the next word. So, back to prefabs we go. UI prefabs, magic, actual words, base repeat was what we just did, body other, and body player. I believe we can test this one out, I guess. Actually, give me my player back. And now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap out our aura symbol with our body other. So, let's see. We take this and we're gonna put it as a child of this. Yes. And we're going to delete that. And we're going to move this down so that we can see. And let's set the number to be whatever the left hand is. Left hand is element 3. So we're going to go to this. And we're going to set this to 3. Okay. Now, if this works, when we do our spell on the other player, they should get a duplicate sword of what we're holding in their left hand. Look at that. Although we didn't even target them, so that's kind of strange. And of course the repeat is on, so you'll notice that our magic keeps going down. But yeah, that's what we're going for. That one's functional. Moving on. We just did body other, and then body player. We already have that one implemented, so it's working. Then we have existing object. Existing object move. Okay, now this will be rather interesting as well. So, the way this one will work is that well, okay, so first, let's pop it open, actually. Existing object move. Let's see what we got. Once again, we're journeying into the mess of a script that is move existing objects. Because I believe not only is this in charge of moving existing objects, but it's also... Oh, never mind, it is just... Okay. And it looks like it has a bunch of different contexts. Okay. Let's start with the top one then. Oh my goodness. What does it need? It needs a list integer start, a list integer end, and then 2 bools. So, let's see. Where does it get start from? Or where does this T end? What is that? Okay, interesting. So here's how this thing works. Maybe showing you in context will make it clearer. So instead of this, like, how do I explain this? This we are going to have to delete. And what's going to happen here is we're going to go back to our this. I'm going to grab another prefab. Where did I just put that? And this is going to be a child of the base. And then this is going to be a child of that. So this is kind of strange. But how this works is this guy gets the location of the transform it's supposed to move from its parent, and then it gets the location of the transform it's supposed to move the object to from its child. So, for example, let's set this to our right hand, our player's right hand. So let's go to canvas, not canvas. Let's figure out which one our right hand is. Right foot, right hand is element 2. So we go back to this guy, and this is going to be 2. And we'll leave this one as 3. So, in theory, what this should do is it will take the sword that's in our player's right hand and put it into the other player's left hand. So stealing a weapon. Except, actually we're giving it away, but whatever. Without changing anything in here, let's just see if it works out of the box. So, we'll target, and, well, we didn't get any errors, but it clearly didn't work. I suspect that the base doesn't see, the base right here doesn't see this thing because it's a child of this thing. So we're gonna have to set up a loop that loops through all the children of the children of the children of the children. And I don't remember exactly how to do that, but I'm hoping that it comes to me. Okay. Yes, it's coming to me. I believe there's probably a neat way to do this, but I don't remember how to do it. And let's check something really fast. This guy, what is he? What is he? He is an executable piece. Okay. So base. We're gonna need 2 lists. So list, and we're gonna call it transform. Don't need that. And this will be Alt 1. And then we'll go, let's transform Alt 2. Okay. For each executable pieces, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? Let's make sure that there isn't something that will search the children of the children. To search children, I'm going to call it object generations in Unity. Whatever. Whatever. Well, before we do this long and complicated process of adjusting the base script that may or may not destroy everything, I just am going to make extra sure that it really isn't seeing the executable pieces. Well, it sees executable pieces because not everything, or there's a few things in there that are executable. We want to see if it sees move existing objects. So we'll say debug dot log base sees a move component. Okay. Did it see tip object instantiate? I'm sure something goes here. Take magic currently, magic. Okay, it doesn't. But let's see what this is. And let's stop that. Hey, stop that. It's having a problem with an object creation thing, even though there isn't an object creation thing in there. Unless this is an object creation thing right here. What? Okay. First off, looks like we used the wrong component here. So existing object move. Okay, that's what we want. And we want it in the same spot as that. Yes, okay. So that can go. And this can go here. And that can go there. Okay. So now, before we change anything, let's go see if this works. Okay, it partially worked. Alright. It looks like, in the move existing object script, the way we anticipated on moving objects was with a rigid body. But we are not using rigid bodies. So we're going to say temp obj what are we doing? Dot transform. Well, I think it is a transform already, so we'll just say position equals Oh, I don't know. I don't know the context behind all of this. Temp object dot position equals temp dest. I guess we end. This is a while loop. It looks like we already have a lerping function. Let's just not do this whole section right here. Well, object position is not equal to body. Okay, whatever. Let's not read it, let's just test it. Let's see what we got going on here. Asset script, script loader base, blah blah blah. Existing objects, move existing objects. What do we got? If well, first off. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh dear. This is getting complicated. Let's see. Pretty sure it's supposed to be up here in the self-other category, not in the self-self category. So, let's make sure. His self is true, his self is false. I move away. That happens after a while. Oh. This, I see why this happens. Okay. So, that happened right there because how do I explain this? That happened because our camera, not our camera, because we have the repeat thing on, and it's trying to access the transform that we just disconnected from ourselves. That's my guess, at least. this is something we want to comment out. So while temp object position is not equal to OTMS or body etest transposition and temp object is not equal to null, then lerp its position between its current position and its destination at 1f. So after 1 second, it's supposed to reach its destination. But for some reason it doesn't move. Strange indeed. So let's make a debug. Debug.log. And this will be going to position. And if this particular line of code is working, we should see this like 1,000,000 times. Oh. This is not correct though. That's got to be time dot delta time times, and we would put a speed variable there, but for now it's 1. So now it should happen in 1 second. And we will duplicate that, Control C, and put it in the slurp, Control V. Okay. Let's give it a try now. Target, and boop. Okay, well, that's not happening for some reason. Oh, maybe it is, we just can't see it. We should see something with 1,000,000 repeats, but since we're not seeing any of them, that leads me to believe this is not actually happening. So where does this get called? So let's do a debug. Again, debug.log. And this will be move is being used. Cool. Target. Move is being used. Okay. And whatever it is, we are getting to the point where it unparents the object. Child 0. Temp object parent is equal to null. Strange indeed. test is greater than 0, test. What is this? Integer test is equal to end.count. What is that? Oh, the end points. So maybe the problem is whatever test is. Get child 0. I guess that's fine. For each integer SL at start. And just for funsies, let's do a debug right here. And let's go temp dest dot toString, which it might not like. Oh, looks like it works. Let's see if there's an issue with reaching the destination. Didn't even get to it. Let's add another debug just to make sure that this debug can actually be reached. Or, oh my goodness, is it even going into the right category? So, time to make a lot of debugs. So debug dot log. This will be self other. Let's make sure that we're actually getting into there. Okay, we didn't get... We're not getting into there. Which doesn't make any sense. So let's... I suspect we're going into this one. Debug.log. And this will be self. guess it is going into self-self. Which means that it reaches the position almost instantly, which is why it's not moving. Okay. Next test. Let's see if our little guy here, let's go into 2D mode really quick. Let's see if our characters, whatever this is right here, move thing, even has let's make sure that it gets the target when we actually target something. It does. So it knows what the target is once we get the target. Not the issue then. The issue is it's going into self. Is instance self is equal to true? Is target self equal to true? So is target self is supposed to be equal to false. So let's go see where is target self is coming from. Oh, right here. This has got to be T end. Okay. Let's give that a try. Oh, well, something changed. We just broke it. Let's see if it unsticks itself like it did on one of the other scripts. Nope. Looks pretty thoroughly broken. Let it load for a little bit and poke around. Or we will force close it, actually. Task manager. Unity editor. And a task. Exit out of that, and we will exit out of this and just kind of restart it all the way. Okay, so we had a crash, it seems. I don't think it likes the while loop very much. I've always kind of had trouble with getting those to work right. Okay. What does that mean? Let's not immediately test that out again. Let's pop open the script. I'm gonna let this load. I'll be back in a moment. Yoki. And we're back. What the... Okay. So, my suspicion is the while loop is evil. Which means what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of it. Instead of using a while loop, we will use an update. Void update. And we will just trigger it with a bool. So, if... Let's get a bool going. Bool time. We'll call it move time. Or I want it to basically mean get moving. So we'll just call it move. Or is moving. There. Now we go here and we say if is moving is equal to true. And I'm just gonna say is moving time. Because that just makes more sense in my head. And then what we want to do, since for now this is probably going to be single player, we don't have to worry about making this multiplayer friendly. So we can have a private transform. Transform OBJ to move. Okay. And what we say is OBJ to move dot position is going to equal OBJ to move dot position plus actually we're going to want to say times OBJ to move dot forward and multiply that by time dot delta time. Okay, it doesn't like this. There we go. Okay. Object to move dot position. Okay, so object to move dot position equals object to move dot position plus object to move dot forward times time dot delta time. And then we probably could have a speed variables, but we don't have one set up yet, so we'll set one up later. So speed var here. And what are we going to say here? We have to make sure that, you know, moving forward is actually pointed in the right direction. So we're going to say obj to move dot rotation equals obj to move. Obj to move dot rotation, or what are we doing? Equals quaternion dot slurp parentheses obj to move. What are we doing here? We want it to slowly look at the target transform. Or that's where we want it to point to. Okay. So that means we need a couple more variables. We need a target. A transform, that's a target, not a position. Well, actually, we could do a position straight up. But we'll have to discuss this in the next video because I've run out of time.